So it has to do with Noah Dobson. So Noah Dobson is coming off probably his best year. I would say definitely his best year in the NHL. 70 points, finished 8th in Norris voting. At one point was a point per game player for the Islanders. Cooled off a little bit down the stretch. But my prediction is that I think a lot of people assume he's going to be either right back, right around 70 points, or maybe even improve off of those numbers. I think his points are going to go down from a year ago. I think he's going to be closer to 60 points than 70 plus, which is assist numbers. He finished with 60 assists. His previous career high was 38 before that.
That's wild.
So this is a two-parter. First part is that Noah Dobson's much closer to 60 points and that his new contract is for $8 million AAV or less. I've seen some takes out there that Noah Dobson's going to get $9+ million. And I don't buy it. I don't see it. Am I coping? Am I too down on Noah Dobson? What's your reaction to my thoughts on him?
So my initial reaction was to say, I'm with you in terms of the points. I think it's more believable, in my opinion, that Noah Dobson puts up fewer points and not like regresses to 40, but like you said, regresses to maybe 60 something. Then he is to put up more points. The likelier is less than more. But then when I got looking into it, he played an average of 23 minutes a night under Patrick Roy. 22:49 is what he did. He scored less, right? 25 points in 34 games. So that was the drop off there. But still 25 and 34. What is that a pace of? That's
60 flat.
Yeah. So that's getting you right to what you're thinking. So I'm conflicted, right? To say that he's going to have more ice time. And if we think that the Islanders are going to be better offensively because they're picking up someone like Duclair, we think that can do something. Maybe Maxim Tsiplikov actually does better than we anticipate. Put a pin on Maxim Tsiplikov. We'll get back to him. Maybe Barzal has a better year, right? Like the potential for him scoring 70 points is there, specifically if he's going to be playing an average of 23 minutes a night. That's a crap ton of minutes. So I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted with your take here, which I think is why we're bringing these up, because there isn't an obvious, absolutely, this is what's going to happen versus absolutely, this is not going to happen.
Well,
so I'm conflicted. Part
of my reasoning behind that was what you just laid out was how much he played, which he did play a lot under Patrick Roy. He played more under Lane Lambert. He was averaging almost 26 minutes a night, 25-47, and was a point per game player. It was 45 points in 45 games. So it looked like halfway through the season, hell, this might be an 80-point guy that we have here, Noah Dobson. He ends up cooling off and has 70, which is great. Islanders haven't had a defenseman put up 70 points in a really long time. What's that drop the reaction point?
It's that point you're making, because I just brought up the Patrick Roy numbers, and then based off of his season average, Patrick Roy's ice time was higher. So I was like, okay, well, clearly it's going to be lower with Lane Lambert, because that's just how ice time works. But no, you're right. 25-47 on average with Lane Lambert. Holy crap. Did he ever take a break? Jesus.
No, he was getting run into the ground under Lane Lambert there in the hair gel. So I just, that's never going to die. That hair gel is going to live rent free in all our heads. I don't see it. That's not to say he's going to fall off and be like back to 45-point player. I think he's going to be good. I think we'll be happy with him, but I don't think it's like the Islanders have this next star, the next guy who's from the blue line who's going to be a point per game guy. I just personally don't see that for Noah Dobson.
I'm starting to edge closer to he's going to score more.
Okay.
Than 70. I understand he's like, obviously we looked at the numbers. He's going to play less than what he did with Lane Lambert, but it's still a lot. 23 minutes instead of 26. Like 26 minutes is a stupid amount of time. And as we said, he was averaging he was on a 60-point pace with Lane Lambert, with Patrick Roy. And so I feel like with the adjustments the Islanders are going to make to try to get more offense, Noah Dobson is going to have to be a big part of that. So I'm edging towards a 70 or more. which kind of reaffirms what you were saying before, that the anti-consensus, the non-consensus, whatever the word is, is that he's going to score less. So I see what you're saying. I don't agree, but I see what you're saying.
Which is fine, which is the point. That's kind of what I wanted to do, is see where your head was at, see where I am, and see where the chat and everyone in the Patreon is, to just, see, like, obviously Spiz is, or even though I'm not going to apologize because I'm sure he likes it this way, I think he's more down. He's more down on the Islanders than most of us.
Fair.
So that is against consensus. Like, we know that about him. So I was just kind of looking to see what other non-consensus thoughts do we have here.
Yeah, and then getting to your comment on the contract, I don't think it's going to be 8. I would love it to be 8. I think it's going to be somewhere around $9 million if he puts up 60 points. I don't think he's going to be paid less than that, just because of some of the other defensemen out there who are paid more than 8. You got Rasmus Dahlin signed, who's a defenseman that just recently signed for a stupid amount of money. If we had stupid cap friendly, I could look it up. I could just go
right up to. I'm looking at. Oh, that's UFAs, RFAs. This doesn't help me. Cap wages. Come on, man. I thought you were supposed to be the. I'm looking at the most recent one. I'm seeing Kevin LeBlanc right now and Mike Hoffman. Oh, those are UFAs available. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I apologize. You can't splice for. Nope. Seth Jarvis is a forward. I don't even know who we were talking about then.
Okay, let's a cap hit. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then look for defenseman. Brock Faber. There it is. That's the one.
Okay.
It's Brock Faber, who's much younger than Noah Dobson. Brock Faber's 22 years old. Signed an 8-year by $8.5 million. And Brock Faber has done absolutely nothing in the NHL. That's not necessarily true. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a pin in you right there. He played 1 year and put up 47 points. He's literally played 84 games in the NHL, and they're like, yes, here's 8 by 8.5. Noah Dobson, who's played 4 years now, is going to get more than that.
I don't know.
That's my opinion.
I don't know. I think they're banking on him growing and this being a steal at $8 million, because he played almost 24-58 for Brock Faber. Right-handed shot. He was awesome last year as a 21-year-old. Noah Dobson's still a young player, but what, 25?
Yeah.
So
is it 25 or going into 20? He's going to turn 25 in January.
He turns 25 in January. So he starts as an age 24-year-old
season.
So he's a couple years older. I think that plays a factor in it.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.